Okay. So as you can see, we are on match and merge setup page. Okay. So for CB cast, we will configure match and merge. So the first page is your properties tab. So we discussed everything yesterday, right? That manual matches for maximum matches for manual consultation. It actually tells that like how many manual match records will be generated maximum for the data steward to review it. Okay, so it's up to you. So it depends upon how many data stewards are there, like how much they want. You can even increase it, and you can decrease it also. Okay. So if you have if you have let it to 1,000, then what will happen? Once the 1,000 record has been generated for manual consolidation, okay. So after that, your matching will stop. Okay. So next, again, it will be like uh, for other records, it will be done in next job, your next batch. Okay. Next thing is number of rows per match job batch cycle. So as I told you, that is matching happens in a batch. Okay. So it will take first, if it is suppose if it is 10, then it will take first, it will take 10 records, then it will do this matching for first 10 records, then again it will take 10 records. Okay. So what happens? What is the use of it? If you increase the number, then what will happen? The time it will take will be less. Okay, suppose if you make it 100, so what will happen? It will take 100 records for every batch. It will do this matching. So your things will be faster. Okay. But again, overhead will be there on your server. So this is the trade-off. Next thing we discuss: accept all or unmatched rows as unique. Okay. So if you make it yes, then what will happen? So after the match only, if there is no match found for any record, then consolidation indicator will become 1. Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing is match merge strategy. So match search strategy. So what it says. So I told you there are two options: fuzzy or exact. If you make it exact, then it will be an exact matching. You can only exact means it will look for exactly same spelling and same thing. There should not be any difference. Like, and if you make it fuzzy, then it will look for probabilistic thing. Okay. And it will use its own fuzzy match uh, intelligence, which will be based on your population file. Okay. Then match only previous row ID object. So this is done when your data volume is very high. Then what will happen? It will the match will happen only with the row ID object whose value is less than the taken uh, record. For example, if match is happening for row ID object 100, then it will search only from row ID object 1 to 99. So normally we don't do. We do this matching for whole set of record. But if your data volume is very high, in that case you can use it. So it will actually increase the performance. Match only once. Okay. Match only once means once match is found, it won't look for other things. Okay. Okay. Then your dynamic match threshold we'll discuss later. So I will start this process. So first thing is you need to define the match path. Okay. So match path is, what is match path? So if there is any parent-child relationship, okay, and if you want that like if you want to take any columns from your child table also, okay, to be included in match columns in your match rules, then you need to define one match path. So better, how will we doing this? Click here, okay, click on plus. Okay, so as we have created one parent to child relationship with address. Okay, so that's what is coming. So I getting.
Why do you want to set up a parent-child for match merge? Why not on just one table?
Because suppose you have like you have created a match rule which says that okay, so if name is matching, SSN number is matching, and if you want that, okay, I'll like compare address also. If address is also matching, then only I'll treat it as a match. Okay, so address where will you find from your address table, right? So that's why you need to have a parent child relationship. Then only you can include the address column in your the customer match rule. Getting my point?
Oh, okay. So for child tables, we need to include a parent also. Okay.
Uh, no, means if you want to use any child table column in your match rule, then you need to add one match path from your parent to child.
Okay. Okay.
This is the thing is, this is a way to suppose that this is one place, okay, this is let's see, this is your, suppose your top floor, okay, and this is your top floor customer and your address is your ground floor. Okay, so if you want to like have a connectivity from your top to ground, then there should be some ladder or something so that you can go there. Okay, so that
Oh,
is
okay.
what we are
So
doing.
really,
Yeah,
okay. So in order to have that relationship
in order
intact,
to
okay.
in order to okay, you'll see it once we proceed further, you'll see it. Okay, then it will be more clear.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
So better we'll create one relationship from parent. It is already there. You need to just select it. Display name.
Right.
Give any name like uh, path, cust.
Acha, so the relationship would be like many to many if we don't give it. So that's why we need a relationship here. Okay.
Where which relationship we are not creating. We are just like creating one path because our relationship we have already done. Okay, in relationship tab, if you remember.
You cannot define the path without a
Okay.
relationship between two
Yes,
tables, right?
correct.
Right, Anthony?
Is right. Yes.
So if there is no relationship between those two tables, but first we need to go to that relationships tab and create a relationship and then come back here and do the
Right.
mapping.
Right. 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 You're right. So if you have not created any relationship in your relationship tab, then you will not see this one. Only this one will be present. The relationship between your customer and
Okay.
accelerator.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not mandatory to have parent-child.
No,
Okay.
it's not
That's fine.
mandatory. It depends upon you. If you
Okay.
want to include any column from your child in your match route, then only it is mandatory. Okay. Sometimes you want, if you don't need, no need to do that. Okay.
Okay.
We'll just click OK. So see, one path has been created from root is your customer and this is your address. Okay. Right. Now, most important thing is this one, match column. Okay. So match columns are the columns based on we will create our match rules. Okay. So actually, in normal scenario, we don't here we won't go for any exact match. Sorry, fuzzy match. We'll go only with exact match. Okay. So come here. So in match column now you can see it is different. Okay. So to create to include any column, create any match column, first click on plus. Okay, then all your columns will come up. Okay, so first thing is your match path component, like whether you want all the columns from your root, that means customer, so all the columns from customer will be displayed here. If you want from address, click on here, select your address. Okay, so now see all the address column came here. You see,
Hmm.
this was the advantage of using that path. If you have not created any path, then this would not have come address.
Okay.
You were bound to take only columns from your customer only. Okay. So what we'll do, we will uh, give any name. Suppose let's call it a name. Okay, and use like first name, last name. Okay, and let's take SSN also. So this is one match column. What it says is if these three are matching, then it will be a match.
It's an exact match.
Yes, exact match.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go with this. Then you need to create one match rule sets. Okay, so now see here, if you can see, we have taken three columns but given only one name. Okay, so inside you can select multiple columns, multiple physical columns under one match rule columns, match column. Okay, so here, so next thing is we will create match rule sets. Okay, so create on plus, give any name, suppose rule 1. Rule 1, click on OK. So this has come. Okay, now from the existing match columns what you have defined just now, you have to create match rules now. Okay, so this is the section where match rules will be defined. Okay, so click on plus and match columns, click on edit. Okay, so as we have only one column we have defined. Okay, so that came here, name. Okay, click on OK. Okay. There are other things like other properties, but all are like disabled because we are not using any fuzzy match. So we will see it once after this. We'll use one fuzzy match rule also. Click on this one, then your match rule set is, so inside this match rule set you can have multiple match rules. Okay, got this point? Inside one match rule, you will have multiple match rules. Sorry, one match rule set will have multiple match rules. Okay, so suppose we have 5 or 6 match rules. Again, if you want, just click here and you can use, because we have created only one match column, that's why we are using only one match rules. So if you have more than one match columns, then you can like increase the number of match rules. Okay, so one after one, like everything will be executed. Okay, then there is a way, if you can remember, if you selected here. Okay, and there is a way. So this is the way to add, this is the way to edit, and this is the way to remove. Okay, now if you can see, if you have multiple match rules, then you can actually arrange it, move up, move down. Can you see these arrow? Okay, if you have multiple match rules, then you can actually uh, like arrange the sequence that first this match rule will be like used, then after this will be used. Okay.
In real time, usually, how many match rules would be there?
Many, like around five, like minimum it will be 8 or 10.
Okay.
Yes. After that, just remember here, auto. Can you see this one? So just below auto, we have two arrows. Okay. So auto, what it says? It is actually auto merge. It is like indicator of auto merge. So what it says that after running this match rules set, so if you found, sorry, match rule, if you found that some matches came, okay, then what do you want to do? Do you want to merge it manually, or Informatica will merge it automatically? That you have to decide. Okay. So see, this is your, if you click that like a top arrow, it will become your automatic. If you click on this one, it will become manual matching. Okay. So this is how you define here that whether your match rule will be your auto or manual.
So if we choose manual as the
Hmm. Like
what do you
a
find?
merge type.
Yeah, merge type. Yeah.
Yes.
So when we run the batch job, those match rules would not apply because the batch jobs
No, no,
actually
no.
automatically execute.
No, match will be applied. Okay. Match will be generated in match table, but it
Okay.
won't get merged automatically. You have to
Okay.
merge it manually.
Okay.
Okay, because I told you that in match table we have a column called auto merge indicator,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if it is 0, that means it is manual, and if it is 1, it is automatic. Okay, so if you have made it manual, then what will happen? The records will be inserted in match table, but with auto merge indicator 0. Getting your point?
Yes.
And let's just save it. So your match setting is done. Okay, but there are 3 tabs also. I'll discuss one by one.
So the match rules differ from one base object to another, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So would there be a question like, because I've come across this question, someone asked me like, how many match rules did you have? Because
Right,
the
right,
project that we did, like they were asking like, how many match rules did you have? So is it like, did he mean to ask like, how many in total, or
How many
how?
how many match rules inside one match rule set? He wanted to know that how many match rule set you have created, and inside match rules, how many inside that match rule set, how many match rules were present that you have used.
So this natural set is applicable only to BO cust here, right? BO address will have another match rule
Yes.
set and it will have
Yes.
its own match rules.
Right, right, right. So he wanted to
So
say that
is that
inside
question
one
appropriate at all?
that
Because
too.
in a project,
Yes. Go ahead.
we won't have like, one or two tables. I mean, our project had like about 15 tables,
Mm-hmm.
15 base up.
Mm-hmm.
So when he asked like, how many match rules you had, I was like totally confused. What did he mean? Like, is it per table or
He wanted to.
total?
He want no. He didn't want to like ask total. He wanted to know inside any one base object. So in total, how many
Okay.
match rules were there?
Okay.
So if you have said around 8 or 10, it was there. then it would have asked that, okay, then tell me what is the significance of having multiple match rules. Okay. So match
Okay.
rules, one match rule means it is a combination of match columns. Okay.
Mhm.
So for example, like inside match of this one only, if you edit, so as we have only one match rules, match columns, then only we have included, and that's why we have included only one, like
Match.
match column. If we have like suppose 15 or 20 match column, then we could have included 4 in this match rules. Okay, then 5 in next match rule, kind of the thing. So it is actually
Okay.
what you are doing, you are just creating a combination, that if this combination matches, then I'll like it will be a match. Okay, so in our match rule scenario, what is the case? Inside this name, we know that it is a combination of first name, last name, and SSN. Okay, so for any record, if these three match, okay, so it will be a, like match record. It will be included in our base object. So match table, right? So that is why
Yeah. So we can have multiple match rules
rules.
in a match rule set,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And we can also have multiple match rule sets,
yes.
and we can select like either one of those match rule sets when we are actually matching the data.
Right. When you will run your match job, you have an option from drop down to select your match rules set actually.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have selected match rule set 1, then all the match rules in this match rule set will be executed one by one. Okay. So that's
Okay.
why I gave you a question that if you have increased the number of match rules, then what will happen? The match record will increase or decrease. If you remember, I gave you interview question.
Yes.
So there,
Yeah.
so it means that if the answer was, if you increase this match rules, then at least it will increase the number of matches, or it will be the same, but it won't decrease, right?
Yeah.
So okay, fine. So this your match rule is done. Okay. So just create one more match rule set just for namesake.
So, Anjali, I want to
Yes,
ask a
yes,
question actually.
yes, yes.
So, match rules. So, if you have like here we are taken one rule saying like, okay, first name, last name, and SSN matches. Okay, then there's a match, and we're going to merge based on our trust rules.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the table has like 60 columns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose big tables like 60 columns, or sometimes like 100 columns are there. So at that time, I mean, a lot of combinations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a typical scenario, right? At that time, like you might have like 10 matches or 20 match rules also.
Yes, 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 we can.
So
Actually,
okay.
out of suppose if you have 100 columns, then out of 100 columns, all will not be that much significant. Like all will not participate to decide any match. Okay,
Okay.
there are a few columns, so they don't participate in matching any match. For example, suppose there is a email ID. Okay, so email ID, a person can have a multiple email ID. So you cannot include any email ID fill in your match rule. So similarly,
Right.
we have so many columns that won't require to decide in any match rule.
So in a typical like warehousing environment, like when uh, a table can have like it's a norm saying like if a table has like 13, 14 uh, like foreign keys, it's appropriate. If it is more than that, it's clumsy. So we can say like 14 match rules is appropriate, right? Then
It is,
because like
you,
based
you
on
can have, you can add as many match rules as you want. But if you increase
okay,
the number of match rules, it will impact the performance. Because
performance is there.
right,
Yeah,
because every time when you run this, execute your match rules set, okay, so it will be like executing all, and also
right,
like comparing rule 1 to rule 2, rule 3 and all, it will take some time.
right, right.
Yes. Okay, so as I have created all two match rules, can you see this one match rule set? Okay, so there is a way. This is also an like interview question. Okay, they'll ask you that can you have more than one match rule sets? So yes, we can have more than one match rule set, but out of them we can make only one match rule set as your default match rule set. Okay.
Okay,
What I mean by default match rule set, that if you are calling this match, like if you are running match job from any external application or from your batch only here, okay. So if you don't specify the match rule set, then automatically it will take the default one. Okay, getting a point?
yeah,
Pratima, are you getting a point?
Yes.
So you can have only one default match rule set. So how can you make any match rule set as default? Okay. So suppose you have two match rule sets. Okay. So this one, the star one is your default one. Okay. Match rule set with star mark. This is your default one. Okay.
okay,
So if you want rule one as default, click here and there is a button here. If you click here,
Def-
so it will become now default. Right.
right.
So this is how you will make any match rule set as default match rule set. Okay. So just save it. Match rule set 2 is empty. Yes, we have not given anything. Let it be. Okay, fine. So now your rest of the things we'll discuss after some time. Okay. So now what I mean to say is you come here in batch viewer. Okay, to run any job you need to come here in batch viewer. Okay. There, if you can see, we have a three different views here. Okay. First one by default is by procedure type, that is selected. Okay. If you select this procedure type, it will look like this one. Right. That process by it is maintained. Stays, match, load, external match, auto match, anything, everything. It is like sorted by. It is grouped by your procedure. Okay. Next thing is your by table. If you do this, then it will be sorted by a table. Can you see this one? By table, the view has changed now. Pratima, are you getting?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now the view has changed. So suppose this is you for CB cast you open it. Okay. So all jobs are here. Okay, inside this view. Right. So if you can see, if you do this by table wise, if you like group it by table wise, then what will happen? All job names are there inside that view, but stage job is not mentioned. Can you see this one? Stage job is not there. Okay. So to run Stage job, you need to go by procedure type. Then you select your stage, then all the existing stage jobs will be coming here. Select it and execute batch. Okay, so this is the way we run the batch. Getting my point? So by table, and there is another view by date. So it will sort it by date. December 5th, we ran it on this date. So that is very safe. So normally we use it either table wise or procedure type. Okay. Most of the time we use it by procedure type. So all the jobs are present here. Okay. Now there is a job type called match. So suppose cust 11, click here, see it. Now to run the match, what will happen? We will just execute batch. Okay. But beside that, if you can see, match rule sets are there. What we have decided, what we have defined. Isra, can you see this?
Yes, Anjani, I'm looking at him. Yeah.
So rule 1, rule 2 comes. If you want to use any match rule set specifically, you can select it from here. Okay, whether it is a like a default match rule set or not doesn't matter. You can select it from drop down. Okay, 1 or 2. But if you don't select anything, the by default this will be selected. Default match set. Okay, so whatever you have created there, that will be coming. The default one will be called. If you just run this execute batch, and if you want to use any match rule set specifically, you have to select it from the drop down. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you, that what is the significance of having like default match rule set. Okay, so next thing is your primary key match rules. Okay, so primary key match rules, what is it? So it says that if you can read out this sentence, it will be clear for you. Use primary key match merge to automatically merge records from multiple source system where the source primary keys from the source table match. What it means? It means is if more than one source systems are sending the data, okay, then what is the normal scenario? In normal scenario, they will send the data from their own source system ID. Getting my point? They will have their own naming convention of giving this ID. Okay, but what it says that if you have a like a scenario where different source system will send the data from the same source system ID, at that time you will use it. Okay, what I mean here is, suppose S1 is a source system, S2 is a source system, and S1 S2 both are sending the data for suppose customer Peter Parker. Okay, there is one customer. So from source system 1, its ID is suppose 100. Okay, so after some time, if the same like if the record coming from a source system S2 also, okay, then S2 will also send the record with the source system ID 100 only. Getting your point? So in
So
this,
that is really rare, right?
it is rare
It's
because different source systems will use their own IDs. How would they know that
okay,
what others are sending, right?
okay,
So it is
okay.
not used actually, but they've given this option. Okay, next thing is match key distribution. So match key distribution is when you will have your match strategy as fuzzy. Okay, so in fuzzy what happens after the load, if your match strategy is fuzzy, then you need to run one job called generate tokens. Okay, so in normal scenario, in normal exact match, what happens directly after the load, you will run the match job. If you want, you can write it down. For exact match, after the load, you need to run match job. Okay, so your matches will be generated. But for fuzzy matching, after the load, you need to first run generate tokens match job. Okay, generate token job. So what will happen then? Based on your data, it will generate tokens in strp table. I told you, right? There is a
What are token ID?
okay. There is a table here. It is supporting table. Name is suppose for CV cust strp. So okay. So if you can see, this is the table strp table. Okay. So there, uh, for fuzzy match, first you need to run the tokens job. Okay, so what will happen? It will generate token in strp table. Okay, there your token will be actually your tokens is the tokens are encrypted values. Okay, so that will come here in first column SSA key. Okay, suppose for two
Okay.
record, suppose for Peter Parker, suppose for Peter Parker. Okay, two records are there for Peter Parker. Okay, so for both of them, the token will be generated here. Okay, and tokens will be the same. So token will be like this one, VST triple dollar kind of the thing, VST triple dollar. Okay, so if two records are matching, then for both of them, this token will be generated here, and there will be two entry in this table. Okay, for both of them, SSA key is the same. Did you like understanding?
Why do we need these tokens really? What is the purpose?
Purpose is if your match strategy is fuzzy, so your matching will actually happening based on this key, these tokens. It is like informatic. It is the way Informatica like decides that whether two records are match or not. Okay. For exact, it will directly compare the values. Okay, but for fuzzy, it takes care of many things like that from population file. It sees that whether two like Mike and Michael are same. Okay, kind of a thing. So after that, after doing all these things, it will generate tokens. Okay, in this table. And after that, if you run the match jobs and based on these tokens, your match will be generated.
So it means like if the same tokens are generated,
For two
it's a
records,
match?
it's a match.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Cool.
see, row ID object is there. Suppose for Peter Parker, row ID object was 1 to 1, 1 to 2, and again for other Peter Parker, it was 145. Okay, so here two entry will come, one with 1 to 2, one with 145, but for both of them, this SSA key will be the same. This one, VST support triple dollar. Just example. Okay, so when you run this match, then what you'll see, it will actually look into this table, and it will see that whether this like SSA key is same for two and records. Okay, it is same. Then it will take these two IDs and it will say that these two are matched.
Uh, it seems like kind of like checksum, yeah, you validate checksum when you send data when you download your software, right? You it validates the checksum and okay, the software has been downloaded properly. So similarly, the
Right. These
same
records are
tokens are
ready to match. It says
yeah.
that Informatica
Okay.
has generated the token, and based on these tokens, these records have been found for match. So you can include it. As say
Okay. Yeah.
right. So, but it is applicable only for fuzzy matching. Okay.
Fuzzy matching.
So that when that key will be generated, you can see the graphical representation here in this section. Okay, we'll see it once we use any fuzzy match. Okay, for exact it is not of any use. Okay, and the next thing is very important. This is merge setting. Okay, so Pratima, we discussed it earlier, right? These settings while discussing your interview question.
Yes. Okay.
But
Yes.
still now I'll show you from like environment. See, first thing we have so many options available. So first thing is immutable row id object. Okay, so if you want you can write it down. These are the like interview question. Okay,
Okay.
so immutable row id object, what does it mean? That is, suppose you have a requirement, okay, that if from a source system S1, if any record is coming, then it will be treated as a golden copy of record. It will not participate in any match and merge. Getting my point? So if you have that requirement that it will not participate in any match and merge with any record, then you need to make that source system as immutable row ID object. Okay, as you can see, all the source system name is coming. Okay, so suppose from CRM, you make the CRM as immutable row ID object. Okay, so just remember that you can use maximum only one source system as an immutable row ID object. Okay, so you got this requirement first,
Right. Right. Yeah.
that if any record coming from CRM, it will not participate in any match and merge from any source system, and not even among themselves. Okay,
It's consolidation indicator is one.
one,
So basically, it's
right,
yeah.
fine. So this is the one question they'll ask you in this way, that if I want that from a source system any record comes, it will not participate in any match and merge, then what we have to do? The answer will be we have to make that source system as immutable row ID object. Okay. And then
Okay.
next question, that where do we do this one? Then we'll say that in merge setting there is an option called immutable row ID object. So from the drop down you need to select your source system. Okay. Done.
Yep.
Okay. Next thing is a distinct system. Okay. So what it means? Distinct means similar kind of requirement, but something different. Now the requirement is I want that if any the records coming from any source system will not participate in match and merge among themselves. Okay, but they will be participating in match and merge with other records. What it means that suppose if I check this one, okay, then what will happen? The records coming from S1 will not participate in match and merge among themselves. Okay, for matching, this comparison will not happen among themselves. Getting your point?
Okay.
So like this one record will be compared with S2 and CRM record, but not with S1 records. Okay, for matching, it will only compared with other source system record, not from S1 source system record. Okay.
Okay.
This is one scenario. So here the question they'll ask you, similarly, that I have a requirement that whatever record coming from one source system will not participate in match and merge among themselves, but they can participate with other source system record. Then what we have to do? Then answer will be you have to make that source system as distinct. Okay, and this you can do for as many source system as you want. Okay, there is no bar on it. Okay. Getting this point?
Yeah.
Next thing is, Pratima, are you getting?
Yes.
Okay. And next thing is this setting. Unmerged child when parent unmerges. See, from name itself you can understand that what it wants to say. That suppose two record got merged, okay, then its child record will also get merged. Okay. For the timing, just remember that if two record got merged, then its child record will also get merged. Okay. Now, suppose we have an option here to unmerge it. Okay. After merge, whenever we want, we can unmerge those two records. Okay. Then what will happen? The parent got unmerged, but child is still merged. Okay. So for this option is used that if you want that when parent will be unmerged, the child will also unmerge. In that case, we will use this option. Okay. Getting the point?
So how do the entries come there actually?
Where?
I mean now there is empty, right? So
Mm.
so
Right. Because
how
I'm
do
going to that actually.
already okay? Whenever it is March, okay.
No, no, no. I'm going to. There is a prerequisite. That's why it is not coming. Okay. I'll tell you. First, you understand this concept or not?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking like when after it merges, there will be a record here.
No, no. I'll tell you. I'm coming to
Okay.
that. First, you understand
Okay.
that when parent will unmerge, okay, then if you want that child should also child record will also like child records will also get unmerged, okay. So to that happen, you need to use this one. And how will we use it? Okay. So there is a
Okay.
prerequisite for this one. Okay. So you can only use this option in any child table, not in parent child table, right? Because what is say that unmerged child when parent unmerges. So if it is a child table, then only you can use it. First condition. Okay. If you want, you can write it down. You won't like find it anywhere. Okay. First thing you will find it, but it will take time. First thing that you can configure this in child table. Second prerequisite is the foreign key what you have used in that relationship should be included in your match columns. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. Pratima, are you getting?
Yes.
Okay. one more question. It is very like it is a kind of uh, this quick question. Okay, from both of you. Question is a mutable row ID object will is a distinct system also?
From a separate system, you mean to say? It's coming
Yes,
from a
but
separate
no.
system?
Whatever you suppose CRM, you made CRM as a immutable row ID system, right? Row ID object.
Yeah.
So will that also become distinct source system? This one, I mean to say this one. Will this also become so a distinct source system?
Uh, I mean, it's a CRM, S1, S2 are three different source systems,
Right.
right? So
Out of them, I have made CRM as a
immutable.
immutable row ID. So will that also become distinct source system?
It is a distinct source system, right? It should be, right?
Why?
Because it's not changing. It'll not participate in match merge, and so everything will be consolidation indicator one.
Okay, but what is the just relate two things, that why it will become distinct. What distinct source system says? It says that it should not participate in match and merge among themselves. Okay, and what immutable royalty subject says, it should not participate in match and merge with any record. Okay, so when you say any record, it means not even with other record and not even with themselves. There you
Oh,
go.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
it includes both. So by default, it will become your distinct.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
You got or not? That's why you got
Yeah,
this
yeah,
point,
yeah, yeah.
right? So whenever you are making any source system as this like immutable to ID, automatically it will become distinct, right? Because it is not participating matching merge in any record. Doesn't and obviously it will not participate among themselves also. Okay, so it will become distinct. So if you can see here, we have not checked distinct here. Okay, but automatically it became CRM. If you can remember, we did it for only S1 and S2. Okay, so automatically CRM has become distinct, right? Because immutable to ID source system will also be your distinct source system. Fine. So this was your network setting. Okay, what I wanted to show that. Okay, one more question. It is very. It will be asked in interview. Okay, very like vital question and very tricky question. Question is, when you merge two records, two parent record, will child record also get merged?
I don't think so. Because like parent is not dependent on child. Only child is dependent on parent.
Understand? But for example, what I means to say is, what is the parent-child relationship? There are two persons. Okay, they have their own like a child. That means they have like both of suppose like two people, two persons have two sons. Okay, one. Okay, so what will happen if first person dies? Then that child will become orphan, right? Very often.
Okay. Yeah.
Because merge means what? One will be deleted.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what will happen to that child?
Oh, so
We
we
have
need to
to
merge child. Okay.
configure one thing. It's just gonna okay. So in base object advanced option, there is an option that is called requeue on parent merge. Okay, getting a point. So if you make it all, then what will happen if parent get merged? Okay, then these records will become as the child record will become as an independent record. Getting a point. But by default, what should be? By default, this child record will be merged. Okay, what I mean by merge? So after merging, what happens? One gets deleted. So once the parent gets deleted, so parent will come under the exception of that another parent. Okay.
Okay.
When now child will also get merged. So this child will come under the xref of another child.
Another child.
Yes. Okay, so this is your default thing. But if you want that if parent got merged, then I will treat the child record of the merged parent as an independent record. Now it will not be a child of any record. Getting my point? It will be an independent record. Then what will happen? You need to click this one, requeue on parent merge. So what will happen after the parent get merged? It will be requeued, but that means after that it will become as an independent record and consolidation indicator will become 4 again. Right? So it is a fresh record now.
Okay.
Okay.
Without this selection, the child records are also merged by default.
Among them, yes.
Okay.
This is very like important question. They will be asking. Okay. So now we will come here in address part. I'll show you that requeue on parent merge. Sorry, unmerged child when parent gets merged. Okay. So so after seeing everything, like whatever, right now we have environment, right? So we can do whatever we want. So right after that, if you are deployed in any project, if you have been provided this environment, you will be able to work, right? Because everything will look familiar.
Anjali, could you please go back to that properties? What is it called? Requeue?
Requeue on parent merge.
Requeue on parent.
This one. Requeue on parent merge. See, if I take my cursor here, what it says, can you read it? It said the related child records set as unconsolidated when parent merge. Parents are merged. Okay. So it is saying.
And what are all the options we have there? None and all, and I saw one in the option.
None is there. All we have selected. Unconsolidated only. Right?
Okay.
It means unconsolidated only. Okay. What it means like, see what it means like, it is asking about the direct child, I think, because what happens you unconsolidated only. I think that if that record has not been consolidated with any other record, the child, then only it will be treated as a independent record. I don't know what is it. I need to see it. Okay. Normally we will use all if you want to do this.
Okay. So another question I had is like, for example, first we run this match merge for the parent record, and without us selecting the requeue on parent merge to all, let's say it is none. Then the consolidation indicator of those child records of the parent that is merged in the parent match merge run,
Yes.
their consolidation indicator will be set to 1, right? So when we run the match merge for the child table, they won't participate in matching.
It is already merged. It is already merged.
Oh, they will be merged when we actually run the parent match merge job.
Yes, when we run the parent merge. When parent got merged, okay, so its child will also get merged immediately.
Oh, okay. So we don't need to exclusively run anything to
No.
merge the child.
No.
Oh, okay.
That if you want the child record, if you want to to run the match the merge for child record, then you will do. But in this scenario, if parent got merged, their child will automatically get merged. For other record, if you want, then you need to run it. Right?
Okay.
You see this one, what I wanted to show you. Unmerged child while parent merges. I am in the merge setting of your address. Okay. So address is a child table. So there we were seeing that nothing was there, right? So we were asking that how the record will be coming here, entry will come here, right?
Yes.
Here, what I mean to say here, in customer, this section was empty, right? Nothing was there, and
Yeah.
there was no plus sign was there also. But in child, if you come here, because see in child we have two entries, okay? So this is a parent child relationship that address is having one from base object from customer to address, okay? So and this is based on his cust row id. So if you select it, it happen, okay? So in another word we call it a cascade unmerge in short form. If you can if you can write it down, unmerge child when parent merge unmerge, okay? So if you select it, say in short we call it cascade unmerge, okay? So once parent will be merged, so child will also get unmerged, okay? So you need to select this checkbox. And there was another relationship in the same table that was from country. If you can remember, we made one lookup driven column called country. There also we have a configure one relationship, right? So that's why two entry came here in the child. If you want, you can select it, okay? So this is what I wanted to show you. See, can you see this error? What is saying? We have defined cascade unmerge, okay, between customer and address. So what it says that a match column on key column cust row ID needs to exist for the cascade unmerge. So whatever column you have included here, okay, by default cust row ID, so that needs to be included as a match column. right? This is the prerequisite. As I told you that time, prerequisite, first thing that it will only appear in the child table. Next thing is that foreign key column needs to be included in your match column. Then only this will be done, unless it won't allow. So here, as we have not created any match column, that's why it is not allowing us to do this. Getting a point?
Yes.
Okay. So now actually there we discussed about exact match. Okay. So now we will discuss some about fuzzy match. Okay. So to do that, we will create first this to fuzzy. Okay. And as fuzzy population only demo is there, so it will be selected by default. Path, as we are in address. Okay. So for address we don't need any like columns from parent. Okay. So let it be. We won't create any match path now.
The fuzzy population, right? There is only one choice, which is a demo, or are there more choices
Which one?
for fuzzy population?
There is one is there because you have like by default this population file will be there demo. So as many
Okay.
population files as you include, okay. So there's that many like a drop down will come here. So you need to put it at server path.
So where do we include the file?
At server path there is a location. I'll tell you
Oh,
later. Okay. So where there you need to put it.
okay.
So from there it will take the name and it will come here in drop down. Suppose if you have
Oh, okay.
population 5 for 5 countries, so it will come here, from drop down you select. Okay. Path is done. We have not configured any path. By default root is there. So now very important, like for fuzzy match, it is very important. First thing is key type. Okay. See, all whatever I'm saying you will find in that document what I've shared with you, right? That admin doc. It is there with you, right, Pratima? I shared.
Yes, I do have.
Okay. Vishwa, I've shared it to you, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
everything you'll find there also. Okay. So if you have time, you can go through it. So match columns, inside match columns for a fuzzy match, first thing we need to define here is match key type. Okay. What it says that, so it actually decide that what type of matching you want. You want this matching for any individual, like for person names, and you want this like this your matching is for your like organization name or your address thing. Okay, because your Informatica will not know, right, that what type of data is there in your base object. You can give the name like CV cust and you can use your like organization detail there also. There's no checking, right? So here you have to tell Informatica specifically that my data is individual's data or organization data or address data. Okay, that you have to first define key type. Okay, because for fuzzy, it will use that population file as a reference, right? So for this, the Informatica will need this information. What kind of data is there in your table? What kind of like matching you want? So you have to select one of them. This is already present person name, organization name, and address part one. Okay. So for example, we will take it person name. Okay. Then key width. Okay. See, everything is written in the document, but still I'm saying, if you don't remember, don't get confused. It is there. If you go through it, you will find it. Okay. So key width. What key width? So there are four options, right? Standard, extended, limited, and preferred. Okay. So as I told you that for fuzzy you need to generate match tokens, right, in strp table. It's what you're getting?
Yes, Anjani. Yes.
So for fuzzy you need to generate match tokens. Okay, so depending upon this keywords, that match tokens will be generated. If you make it standard, then match key will be generated, and if you make it extended, then match keys will be increase. For the same record you will have multiple match keys kind of thing. So this I'll discuss. Okay, so actually everything is there in document. I'll open it for you also. We'll see. Normally we keep it as a standard, we don't go for others. See if we open this document. See what keyword does is determines the thoroughness of the analysis of fuzzy match key, the number of possible match candidate returned, how much disk space the keys consume. Available keywords are limited. This is okay. These are like depends upon the performance depends upon these also. How much disk space it will take, how many match how many possible match candidate is returned and all. Okay, so for being on safe side we keep it as a standard, we don't change it. Okay, then match path component, it is already addressed because we have not given any other match path. Okay, so now uh, like one column has been included, now you need to add columns in it. So for example, suppose address line 1, then suppose city. Okay, then your suppose let's take it country or country also fine. So if these four, let's make it this one. And if address line 1 city and country matches, it will be a match. Then your match key is done. So here if you can see there are two plus signs. Okay, so first the solid plus is your to add exact match column. Okay, and this blur one is for adding fuzzy match column. Okay, so what I mean that if you have selected your match strategy as exact, then you can include only exact match columns. But if you have included this match strategy as fuzzy, then you can include fuzzy match column as well as exact match column also. Okay, I'll give you the live example why it is used. Okay, so if you want that, okay, address part 1 is almost matching, that is good. Okay, your what is the other thing, your city is almost matching, that is good, but country should match exactly. There should not be any difference in country name. Okay, so what you will do, you will include one column. Okay, suppose this one, this is done. Now this is the exact this is the key one. Okay, now you add one. Okay, this is the exact because I have clicked on solid one. Okay, field name, suppose country, select country, okay. So what it is, this combination will be almost matching and this country will be exactly matching, then only it will be match. Okay, so what I mean to say is, if you have included match type as fuzzy, then you can add fuzzy columns as well as your exact column. And it is always advisable to have at least one exact match column, even if you are doing this fuzzy thing. Okay, because at least one should match exactly. You're getting my point? If you are doing this for any person detail, then at least SSN number should match exactly. Unless your your match rule will not be that much reliable. Because if nothing is matching exactly, then there is a like problem that there might be some wrong matching. So at least one you should keep it as exact, and others you can keep it fuzzy.
So there's one question.
Yes.
So I want to match based on say first name
Hmm.
and like the person's first name,
Mhm.
so like what we discussed previously also, Michael and Mike.
Yes.
So they are not exact matches, right? They are
Yes.
fuzzy
Yes.
matches.
That's what
So
you must say.
how will the token? I mean, like the token file will have these things.
Yes. That the population
Okay.
file
Okay. Okay. Population file.
that
Okay.
will have
Got it.
everything. Yes. From there
Okay.
it started, and it will tell you that these two records are your duplicate. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So now again we'll come in match rule set. We'll give one match rule. Rule one, suppose. Okay. Click on plus to add match rules. Now again, this is also your important thing. First thing, if you want to use your, because we have used fuzzy and like exact, both types of columns we have created, right? The key width was as a key type one was fuzzy and the country was exact. So now you have to decide whether you want this fuzzy or exact. If you select exact from here, then if you click one columns, then only that country will come. Okay, so let's suppose it is one. Okay. Okay, so you have included one match rule is says that if your country is only matching, then it will be a match. See, it is not a like correct thing, but I'm just showing, because you need to have the combination of all. Okay, then again click one. For fuzzy, there is a match purpose. Okay, so it will again tell that what is the purpose of this match. So we will have multiple options here. If you come here and select match purpose, okay, see, for fuzzy match based object, the match purpose defines the primary goal behind the match rule. For example, if you are trying to identify matches for people where address is an important part of determining whether two records are for the same person, then you would choose the match purpose called resident. Okay, so in match purpose we will have, what is not coming, match purpose used to come as a drop down. Suppose this one, for example. See, from drop down, can you see this one? So you can select these many options available. These are all Informatica defined, but there is a prerequisite. Like it depending upon that what kind of match rule is this one. Suppose if you are like it is given here, right? So if you are choosing any match rule, that will be determining the match based on your address. Okay, then you will select as resident. Okay, so the whole list is written here, mandatory and optional field. If you give this one as, if you give this one as a resident, then what will happen, at least you need to have address part, unless it will not allow. See, can you see this error? Pratima, you getting? I can
Yes.
understand that these things are a bit confusing. The key type and like match purpose. So you need to have, you need to go through the document. You read it again and again, the sentence, and you will be knowing. Okay. So the first time these things fuzzy thing, like it's not that much simple to understand for the first time. But if you do this, if you go through the document again and again, it will be easier. You need to read it, need to understand it. Okay, I'm trying my best to show you that what is this, but still you need to go through the document at least once. Okay, so what I mean to say is if you if you give this match purpose as resident, then what error is saying, the following match column need to be present in rule for the purpose resident, person name and address part 1. Okay, so we have used person name here. Okay, but address part 1 we have not used. So for that reason it is not allowing. So that is why what it says is there are some mandatory field. See, if you see this match person name, then for this one, person name is required and others are optional. Okay, for individual, person name is required and others are optional. For resident, just now we saw it, right? For resident, this person name is required and address part 1 is required. Okay, so this is how your match, like you need to configure this match rules. So this
In
is how the,
interview, would they be asking these kind of questions like, for match purpose resident, what kind of columns you should select and
your
all that
voice is
stuff?
coming very low actually.
Uh, for in interview, would they be asking these kind of questions like, for if you select match
No,
purpose or
this they
so
won't
and so?
ask you, but what they'll ask you, they'll ask you what is the significance of match purpose. Okay, this they'll ask you.
Okay.
They'll ask you what is the significance of key type. These things only
Mm-hmm.
they'll ask you. They won't go in that selecting the checkbox. So when you're saying this match purpose, then you will itself say that while we select any match purpose, there we have some mandatory field and some optional field. So if you don't give that mandatory field, it will not allow you to use that match purpose. So like that you can see the overall view.
Okay. So that, that's, I mean, how do you frame your answer? Like when they say what is the significance, you just mentioned like there are
Right.
mandatory fields and optional fields, or is there?
Now you need to say that match purpose actually tells what is the main purpose or main goal of your behind this match rule. Okay, so if in match rule your goal is to create one match based on the address, okay, then you need to select the resident type match purpose. Okay, if it is only on first person name, you need to select individual. That
Okay.
will tell you exactly it will help the Informatica to understand that what kind of matching you want. That's it. In one or two sentences you can complete it. Okay. So
Okay.
actually
So
this you can, if you can see, it is directly written here in document. You can go through it
okay.
once and read it at least twice or thrice. You'll be like getting it what it wants to say here, right? It defines the primary goal behind the match rules. Okay, when you give that example, one example, he'll be like happy that okay, she knows it. That's it. Because even the interviewer doesn't remember that what are the mandatory full field for what type of match purpose. You just give the overview. That's it.
Okay.
Mm. So this was your match and merge. Okay, and others we are the same as we did there. Okay, so uh, in match rules, suppose see here person name is there, right? So if I select individual here, it won't give error. It gave, right? What it says, needs to present in the, okay, person name, ID, associate date. Okay, okay. There is a person name also here. If you select this one, I think this will be good for us. Is it done? So you need to just take care of these things. What are the mandatory field? What are the required field? Okay. Now merge setting. If we do this one, cascade and merge. Okay. So it should work now. As an each is in cascade and merge to be enabled. A match column and key needs to be exist for cascade. Match column and key this one need to exist in the cascade and merge to be enabled. So it says that one column should be this one. Okay. Can you see this one? Now it is not giving an error because I have created one match columns for cust row ID, that is the foreign key, and I have included that in that match column. Sorry, match rules, match rule. Okay, so that is why now this cascade and merge is happening. Okay. Actually, everything I have explained in so detail, so you might be a bit confused. Okay, but I tried my best to explain you. Okay, and rest you can go through the document. Okay, and you can read it properly. It's not that much difficult. It's easy. Okay, so match and merge setup we like discussed today. Okay, this why any confusion?
No, Anjani, it is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anjani, I had one question actually. I think you answered yesterday, but I forgot to
Yes,
notify.
yes.
So there is this question like where, if you're asked to generate a report of all the matching records that were matched and merged to create the golden record, what is the table that you need to go and run the query against?
Like it depends upon that you actually. One second. Huh? Let me tell you. There are so many tables actually. See, one way is you can go through to this table. HMRG table. So there you will find that your winner ID and your loser ID. Okay, and when this happened, that merge date also you find. Okay, so if you want to give the merge detail to your like downstream, that you generate the report, then you can generate one ETL mapping, and through that you can access this table. Okay, CB cust HMRG, and you can see that you can actually you can somewhere you need to store your previous run date. Okay, and you can compare whether any merge date came here with a merge like a date after that previous load. Okay, if that came, then you can include these two records and you can give that. Okay, after that after last run these two records got merged. Got it? From HMRG table, history of merge table.
Okay.
Okay,
Similarly, do we have a history of match table? Because,
the history of match table, it means that match table will contain only record before merge. After merge, it will be deleted from there and it will come here.
okay, so in the match table, you'll have all the records that were matched.
Yeah,
to
that came for merge.
come up with
That all the
that
match
came for
record,
merge.
all the
Okay.
duplicate record found, that will come first in match table. Once you run the match job, it will be deleted from there. Okay, if it is an
So
automatic.
let's say we see a record. Okay, we see a winner record in the base object,
Okay.
and there was a requirement that they wanted to see all the records that were matched to select this winner record to merge the all the records that were matched and merged to create this one golden record.
Mhm.
So in that scenario, what are the tables that you actually
Then you can
query and
then you can
the
show it from xref table, x reference table.
okay.
So
So
there
if
you
you go to
yes, go.
So if we go to XRF table, you have all the records that were matched and merged to create the golden
Yes,
record. Is that
yes,
right?
yes. All the record who has been merged to create that golden record will be present there
Okay.
with a different PG and same UID object. Okay.
Okay.
Fine then. I should stop this class today. Okay.
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 Thanks, Anjani. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you everybody.
Yeah,
We'll meet tomorrow again at the same time.
bye.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
bye.
Bye.